What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Yeah, man. I seen some videos up where they was saying Errol Spence fans turned on him. Ain't none of his fans turned on him. I know I didn't. I still rock with Spence, man. I should have known better. And I say this because 15 months. That's the longest I think he's been out the ring before a fight against the second best fighter at the time in the division. But me along with Al Heyman and the rest of us, there was quite a few of us. And you want to trust the fact that okay, he probably been preparing for Terence Crawford because this is a fight we all knew we was gonna have one day, and they what I could see was they dismissed Terence Crawford as an easy fight. Looked like I never thought it would be easy, but I thought Errol would be more prepared than he was, and I think that's the thing that got most people shocked that he would come into a fight of that magnitude so unprepared like he was. That's really that would be the biggest. That was the letdown for me. It wasn't the fact that he lost. One thing about boxing, anybody can lose. It's just that Crawford did everything to Earl that everybody thought he would do to him. He basically took Earl's game and used it against him. And out Errol Spence him that night. But a lot of that was Earl time and being off from being out the ring so long and coming in there with the same fight plan over and over again. That's, to some degree because it looked like Derrick James just got Earl in shape. It didn't seem like they had no specific Terence Crawford Taylor plan because Terence Crawford had a Errol Spence fight plan that night. And more than anything, you gotta give Terence Crawford credit. He fought a hell of a fight. He beat a hell of a fighter and beat him convincingly. You gotta give it up to him. I'm not gonna subscribe to no excuses at this point. I said that a long time ago. Whoever wins is who wins. Don't nobody come out here trying to make no excuses for nobody, cause wasn't nobody talking about the car accident when he was beating up motherfuckers. So ain't no sense talking about him now that he done lost the fight. You don't see him bringing it up. Now he said something about it. I might be concerned, but what it looked to me like was him being unprepared, and I think he knew it after about the second round. I think he realized he wasn't ready for that. That he wasn't ready for that fight that night. Because he kept running into the same punch over and over again. So like I said, Earl is a much better fighter than that. He know it. I know it. Terence Crawford know it. He caught him at the right time. And you got to give Terence Crawford credit for that. For people, for move the way he moved. Everything about him showed that he the top dog. He a A+ fighter in the ring, and he prepared at an A+ level, and he negotiate hard. He could have taken it or leave it. It didn't matter to him if they had to fight or not, and he came out there and won the motherfucker. So you can't do nothing but respect that boy. You know what I mean? Just gotta give it up to him. As point blank period, he proved that he is everything they said he is, and I think Spence gonna come back and try to redeem himself. But I don't ever hear Crawford talking about fighting Spence. He talked about Charlo and all kind of other people. So hopefully it's a rematch clause where Spence will be able to get the rematch with Crawford. You know what I mean? Because I know if he don't get it this year, it won't be in the next year or so, people really won't want to see it after that. So, they might as well. I think it was a rematch clause in there. So, Spence keep talking about they fighting in November. From the few things I've heard that he say, so hopefully they get a rematch, and I think Spence will bring him a better fight next time. But I think Crawford will come with a different fight plan. So this time, Derrick James need to be focused on Spence fight and not focused on 4 or 5 other fighters at the same time. That this boy got the biggest fight of his career. Cause from where I'm sitting at, a lot of that have to fall on the trainer too. Cause if the fighter in shape and ain't running out of gas, and I didn't see Earl running out of gas, I seen him not being able to do the stuff his corner was that Derrick was asking him in the corner which makes me think they didn't do it in sparring and in practice. So if y'all ain't worked on it, you can't work on that in the fight with Terence Crawford. So I think Derrick James can't get all this credit when Errol Spence win, and don't get no blame when he lose. It just can't. It can't go like that. So, from where I'm sitting at the trainer, got as much to do with the fight loser as the fighter, but they both top level. They just gotta get. The complacency is definitely over now. So I don't think they'll ever come into a fight, especially him and with his best fighter, that unprepared ever again. Because now one thing Spence ain't got to worry about is getting fights no more, because everybody gonna want to fight him. Now they gonna think either something wrong with him or he ain't the boogeyman everybody thought he was. Because when you look back at Spence's resume, the one thing that always kind of concerned me when him and Keith was talking about fighting is none of the fighters he was fighting good fighters, but they didn't really have any power outside of Danny Garcia. Real talk. I mean, Kell Brook, he got nice pop, but Crawford, well, that was his first time in there with somebody with some real power. And he didn't take, he had problems. Some of those knockdowns was balanced shots, but some of them were straight up knockdowns. So, we'll see what happens when he come out there and fight him again. I'll still be rocking with Spence. I like to think even if he lose, it'll be a much better fight than it was this last time. But I'm not gonna sit up here and say had he trained different, I know he would have won that fight. I can't say that because he went in there and lost. So until he go in there and show different, Terence Crawford is the better fighter. I mean, that's all you can say for right now until they rematch. Because Earl didn't look like Earl, but then again, Bud didn't look like Bud either. Bud stepped his level up, and it seemed like Earl just didn't respect the level of fighter he was getting in the ring with. He thought he was gonna be able to just overpower him, and Bud looked to me like the bigger man in the ring that night. He damn sure fought like the bigger man. I think Bud coming forward really threw Spence off. I know. And they must have practiced him fighting off the back foot, because that particular fight seemed like a fight where he should have been able to fight off the back foot and been moving backwards and walking Crawford into some shots, But, I mean, he was dead, he ain't had to fight like that in a while. So, man, I mean, like I said, it wasn't nothing but a wake-up call for him. And I think if they do rematch, it's going to be a better fight. I know that. But I don't think he lost no fans from this fight. I think he let a lot of people down by the way he fought. But I think everybody expected him to come back and put on a real show next time he come out there to fight Terence Crawford. But that's it for me on this video. Like the video, like or subscribe. To the next time, it's your man Spill Dog. I'm out.